Hello and welcome to the first video I'm posting of myself on this channel. So today I wanted to go through 16 life lessons that I would tell my 16-year-old self. And these are lessons I've learned, especially during my 16th year, because it's been kind of wild. I've moved across the world. I finished 9th grade in Sweden, which is kind of a big deal. Yeah, let's just get started. So if you're questioning why I have red on my fingers, it was while I was, planning for this video, but I thought that I wouldn't procrastinate on actually making it just because of, some red on my fingers. It was while I was preparing, I was writing them down in my journal. So the first one, you can't change people and you can't make or force people to like you. So I kind of learned this the hard way because I've been kind of a people pleaser, even though it's not very obvious. I've had some people who I've thought have been my friends, but then turns out they weren't. They didn't really enjoy being my friend, and I've had to learn to accept that not everybody will like you, and that's fine. You'll just have to deal with it, I guess. You can be sad, obviously. You should definitely be in touch with your emotions, but yeah, you can't change other people. You can't change their behaviors, their thoughts, or their predetermined biases, because oftentimes people decide if they like you or not the first maybe the 15 minutes that they've known you, and after that it's kind of hard to change that. Obviously you should give people chances. They can change. People change all the time, but just because you make an effort to try and change the person doesn't mean that it will automatically happen. And sometimes you just have to accept that that's the way life is, and yeah, everybody's different. So the second one is keep things private and know when to shut up. So this one I kind of learned from my parents. When people talk about their problems, they tend to overshare, but you don't always know who has good intentions and who would just share your private life information, or your if you have trauma and you trauma dump to someone, you don't know where that information is going or the intentions of the person you're telling it to. So I think it's better to keep some things to yourself. Obviously, if you have someone trusted, you can still talk to them when you're having a hard time, but I think you should just try to keep some things to yourself. Don't just overshare everything about your whole entire life. Not everybody needs to hear your life story. I know that's hard to hear because I used to overshare a lot, but I've since stopped. So the third one is stop seeking external validation. So this is kind of a big one because I think I still do that sometimes, but you have to learn that validation, if you keep seeking it externally, there are always gonna be people who don't like you or who just are not rooting for you. So if you just keep seeking validation from other people, you're never gonna be satisfied. So you have to learn to accept yourself and try to validate yourself. Sometimes I feel like my light is flickering. Oh well, I'll have to check that later. The fourth one is you do not need to be perfect. This is a huge one for me because I've always been kind of a perfectionist, and that's where this comes in. I was gonna be
no, I can't film a video with red on my hands.
But then I'm you know what? It's part of my advice. And it's one of the lessons that I've learned. You do not need to be perfect all the time. You're not a group project to just keep working on and perfect. I always think there's room for improvement, but you don't have to improve every single thing about yourself. If humans were perfect, that would not make them humans, that would make them machines. And even machines aren't perfect. They break down sometimes, they stop working, and yeah, you don't have to be perfect. Not everything you do has to be perfect. The way you look, you don't need to fit every single beauty standard, because beauty is subjective. I'll get to that later. The fifth one is sometimes other people know better. So I know that sometimes you can feel like other people don't know what they're talking about, or what do they know? It's my life. Well, sometimes they have gone through the same thing, and sometimes they do have that experience that lets them know when certain things are bad, or if they have a bad feeling about something, or they give you advice. Sometimes other people do know better. You're not omnipresent. You don't know everything, and that's normal, especially at a young age. So yeah, you can follow advice, you can not follow advice. Just take everything I'm saying with a grain of salt. This is just, my own personal observations and my own beliefs. So you don't have to, listen to all that I'm saying. And the sixth one is it's okay to be or feel alone. So when I was, well, I'm not gonna say when I was younger, like that was not so long ago. And when I'm alone, it's just, I don't like to be alone with my thoughts. So I'm always watching something or scrolling or talking to someone. Like I hate being alone. Even sometimes walking home from school, like I would ask my friends, oh, can you walk with me? Like it's good to walk with your friends, but when you're just that scared of being alone and to be with your own thoughts sometimes, like that's not good. It's okay to be alone. Just be with your own thoughts. Reflect on yourself, on your life, other things happening around you, and it's okay to feel alone as well. You don't have to be surrounded by people all the time. You should be able to feel content just being by yourself sometimes. Like you can go take yourself on a date, you can go to a cafe, just sit there, have your favorite book or your favorite coffee or whatever, and just you should be able to be happy and content sitting by yourself. Obviously, not all the time. It's good to have human connections, but just my personal advice, it's okay to be or feel alone. 7, don't act different for people or don't dumb yourself down for others. So this was a big one for me as well. I think all of these are pretty big ones because let's say I won a prize or I got an award and I would tell my friends about it. And then I would actually be scared to tell my friends about it because I would feel like they would think that I'm bragging or something like that. And this has happened in the past. Like I've just been talking about stuff that has happened to me and they would think that I'm bragging when I'm not. And I just think that you shouldn't be scared to talk about your achievements or to be proud of what you've personally done through your own hard work. If you're surrounding yourself with people that make you doubt yourself, that make you not want to be happy with your own success or that aren't happy for you, I don't think you should be around those people. And I have been around those kinds of people a lot actually. Just try to be yourself always, and it's fine to be proud of what you've done, what you've achieved, and you should be happy for others as well. When they do something great and you might feel a little bit jealous, it's fine, it's fine. Just be happy for them. Your time will come, don't worry. Right, 8, be optimistic but realistic when planning. So I'm all for optimistic goals. I'm all for, reaching for the stars. You're planning the journey on how to reach those goals. You should be realistic. If you want to write a novel, for example, which I'm doing right now, if you want to write a novel, and you're writing down the steps to get to that, to have a finished product, to have a novel, to publish it, you can't just give yourself one day to write a whole novel. That's not realistic. Obviously, if you want to do great things, awesome, go for it. But you should be realistic when planning the execution to get those things or to reach those goals. Yeah, and I don't think I've really struggled that much with this, but I think that I've felt kind of lacking because I see people finishing novels in 3 months, and I've now been working on one for 4 months, but I'm not that consistent. But so it just takes longer for me, and that gets us to number 9. Consistency often beats talent. So talent is great. If you're naturally good at something, that is awesome. But if you never practice, say you like football and you play a lot and you want to join a football tournament, a league, whatever, but you don't ever practice, and you have this other person who wasn't really good at football at first, but through rigorous training, through really hard work, they ended up beating you in that tournament. That is a result of their hard work, and I find that consistency often beats talent when it's, you've gotten used to just getting through everything, just breezing through everything with your talent. that you've finally come across people who are a lot better than you, and not through sheer talent, but through really hard work. So I've had a lot of trouble with being consistent, especially because throughout middle school I did not study and I got really good grades. So when it got to like more serious stuff like high school, um, the sheer like talent, I guess, couldn't get me through high school. So I just really had to work hard and try my best to learn how to study, and I was really envious of people who had learned that earlier on and didn't have to go through the kind of slump that I went through. So yeah, just try to be consistent, make a routine, build habits, whatever. And that gets us to number 10. Be respectful but set clear boundaries. So when you have friends, let's say you're a person of color and you have a white friend, if they keep being racist in front of you and you're like awkward and you don't know what to do about it, you have to set that boundary. You have to tell them, okay, this makes me uncomfortable. Please don't do that in front of me. Or, you have to set clear boundaries with people, even if you like them, even if you feel like, oh, this might not be that serious, whatever. If it makes you feel bad, you should talk to them. If they really, really like you and genuinely like care for you, they should fix their behavior, because it makes you uncomfortable. Like, it's kind of self-explanatory. Number 12, grades aren't everything with exceptions. So again, I really craved academic validation growing up, but I've realized now that grades really aren't everything, but with exceptions. Like, if you have finals, if this test is gonna determine like what college you go to, whatever, even if you're tired, you have to study. I'm sorry. There's no shortcut. You have to study. Even if you feel bad, even if you're tired, like even if you're sick, I guess if you have the option to retake those exams or like to reschedule them, do that. But otherwise, when it comes to really serious things, you just have to power through it. But grades generally will not determine the entire course of your life. And number 13, pursue hobbies. So even if you don't have any like set hobbies, I think you should try around. Like, if you haven't really tried playing chess, go play chess. If you've never painted before, go take a painting class, or just do everything at home. Like, there's a lot of hobbies that you can do, like journaling, like just drawing, writing. Like, you can do a lot of different things. And if you don't have any hobbies and you just sit around all day bedrotting and scrolling through social media, it's gonna really affect your mental state. And yeah. So number 14, build good habits. Building good habits is really important. I didn't have any before, but now I'm trying to implement like more walking, cutting down on sugary foods, and getting more sleep. Like, these things are really important because they're gonna affect your health and the way you feel inside. And when you feel good inside, you're gonna like bring that energy out to other people, and you're just gonna feel a big change. Even though it might be a bit hard at first, when you get used to it, after a while, it's gonna be a tremendous change, and it's gonna be a good turnover for you. And it's generally good to have habits like good eating more healthy or getting 8 hours of sleep. Like, these are generally good things. They're not gonna bring you any negative effects. 15, connect more deeply with your faith. If you're Muslim like me, and let's say you grew up in a Western country, it's really hard to connect with your faith sometimes. Like, sometimes your iman or your faith could be at a low, but I think to get out of that slump, you need to consume more like content about your faith, and you need to learn more about it and fall in love with it. And I think that's really important, especially for people living in the West, but also for people, that just feel like they're at a slump. Or even if you're doing really well, like, I think you should still learn more and get better every day. That's a good thing, like, no negative side effects. Number 16, last but not least, be kinder to yourself. I know that's really corny, but I think that when you're kind to yourself, you just feel better. You feel more at ease. You feel more at peace with yourself, and you're gonna more easily connect with others. You won't be as grumpy or pessimistic, and you'll just see life in a better lens. It it just will be a better experience for you. Like, I don't know what to say. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to yourself, especially if you're in that age range where you're like 15, 16. Like, those are pretty weird times, and we're living in a very weird time. Like, it's a very weird time to be alive right now, and I think you should just be kind to yourself and allow yourself to rest and really take care of yourself. Like, I think that's super important. If you like this video, leave a thumbs up. Actually, I don't really know what likes do, but leave a comment. Tell me if you already knew all these things or if you're gonna implement some of them. I've just been rambling like out of the top of my head, but I hope you found this video useful, and if you want more videos like this, I think I might be doing like a Sweden versus Jordan culture shocks type of video, because I recently moved across the world. I've been here in like a sort of village in Jordan for like 7 months now, when I had grown up in a city in Sweden. So it's a very big change for me, and if you want to see more content like this, you can suggest some in the comments. Hopefully see you guys in the next video. Bye!